Alrighty guys, working on this Yamaha Blaster crankcase. You guys saw the video we put in bearings in the bottom end. Well, today we're going to be assembling the bottom end with the used crankshaft that Mark fixed the threads on the flywheel end, so we could reuse that crankshaft. We got our transmission set in, everything shifted for the most part. We test fit the cases dry to make sure they went on, the dowels weren't tight or anything. We are going to now heat the crank bearing on the left side. Crank's been in the freezer. We'll set the crank in the left side. Then we'll put our sealant on our right side case half, heat that bearing up, and set it on hopefully for the win. So that's what Mark's gonna do now. See how much smoke we make after we get that grease all boiled out of that bearing. I'll give it a shot. Oh,
It's like a glove.
there she is. Thank you, Golden Man.
Good.
Let's say $0, we're going for it.
Quick flip.
Ah, crap. Yeah, turn the shifter. Spin that a little bit. Oh, crap.
It's not doing anything, Harry.
Okay, wait. Okay, okay. Got it.
Like a glove, man.
All
Like
right,
a glove.
now we spin her over and put bolts in. This is the one you want. This Mac. This is the kind of screwdriver you need, guys. Yeah, that'll work.
I'll start.
Yeah, I'll thread some of these in.
On the other side. Here.
Yep. We'll get a couple of these. That went together good.
Yeah.
It's stator bolt though.
Well, if you just want
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh. This is the extra one.
Yep.
And I got one more.
Right here.
There it is. Sweet.
Crank's still free? Oh, dude. Free as a bird.
Butter.
I seen that shift star got in the way and I'm like, God dang it. That was the answer with that heat gun on the race of the bearing like that?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys saw it in action, how to put those cranks in. It's an art.
It is. That one's super smooth.
And you have to do a couple to get good at them.
Let me tell you about the heat here. Holy.
Yeah, she's 80 degrees in here, boys.
We're at 84 almost.
All right, who's the strongest guy? We'll leave this one out so we can. Okay. Nice.
Started in the middle, now we're out.
Oh. Yes.
Got like grease. Alright, buddy, if you want to give this thing a hole, I'm ready for final tighten.
All right, he says he's ready for final tighten. Oh, you don't. Oh, God.
Wait till the next guy's gonna take this apart.
Oh, is he strong? That gooey, sticky, icky moto seal, dude.
Oh yeah.
She's sticky. Oh, yeah. She's sealed.
Oh,
Good and tight. One might add.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I like that screwdriver though. She really
She's got a
bites in
nice-
there.
She's got a nice beak on her.
What do they call it? Number 3 or number 4? I don't know. Oh, she's a good one.
This one.
Oh.
Is she squish?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's squish.
Yeah.
Just wipe up her
Yep. We use that crappy rag on the ground right there.
Yeah, all right, my shoulders are torqued. Well, it's week's vacation now. Yeah, get some oil in them.
I was going to tap it with the mallet, each side of it, a little bit, real quick. Just kind of give it a little...
On the crank?
Yeah, whap it one side, completely wax, and now whap it that side.
Like you're doing a U-joint.
Good. Tap it one more time on that side. Good. We'll just see. I'll hold the rod real quick. It's a little stiff, but I think there's grease in those bearings.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's almost like Vaseline.
But it feels good, and it's free. I got some two-cycle oil over here. I go in here and I get all the gurjuzal out of itself. However, the base gasket's gonna seal, guys. Always get the crap out of there right away so you don't have to deal with it later. And then inside the crankcase. The motor will eat it up, it's just soft rubber stuff, but I prefer to have it looking nice inside. And yeah.
So pretty close.
Yeah.
Man, we are good.
Yeah. A little schmoo here in the keyway, but it's no big deal.
A little schmoo.
We gotta pound some crank seals in this old boy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, what do you want me to hold it up for? You
I
want
was gonna look into this side once. I'll put some oil in there, but we're not gonna put oil until the seals are probably in. Just gonna wipe it down a little bit.
Oh, you got some sharp claws, bud.
Who does?
You want some squirt?
Nope, we're golden. Yeah.
A little oil over it.
I think the other dowel pin's actually laying in the bottom of the bin. We're golden.
Oh, for the clutch cover?
Yeah, and there's another one in the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I just gotta get a little two-cycle on the rod, mainly.
And then you were saying this water. Is this the one you were talking about?
No, that'd be for the flywheel. Remember that's that spacer?
Oh, no.
You know what I'm talking about, I think, if you see it. It's for underneath the clutch arm. Got our right side crank seal in, our primary gear. To put this on the correct orientation, you want to have the dot facing up. It's a timing dot for the counterbalance so that you have the engine in balance with that counterbalancer inside. If you don't time it, it's probably going to have a lot of vibration. So make sure you pay attention to that. Your counterbalancer gear has a dot on it as well, so that's how you know which orientation it goes. So it would also be with this protrusion in. So the gear that runs the clutch basket, I believe this is what runs it, that's going to have a cupped area where the mounting nut's going in. That's the way it would face. So the indented portion is going to face upward. We put a little bit of Yamaha bond or crankcase sealant on the keyway. This is all keyed to the crankshaft. So that way you don't have any air leaks past the keyway on your inner collar that seals on the crank seal. Don't forget to put your seal retainer on before all of this gearing and stuff goes on. Your counterbalance shaft has a little bitty tiny keyway. It's a little stubby one. This crank keyway is much larger, so what we do is we have to line our timing marks up. So we get this kind of started on there. And then what I do is I bring it up just high enough and then I get it right there. So
See those two dots
Right
lined up?
there.
And obviously you can't be off because the gears have to mesh.
Yep.
So
So that is timed. What's going to go on next is going to be a locking washer. goes in the keyway slot, and then the nut for it. I'll put a little bit of blue Loctite on it just for safe measures. But that is how you time the counterbalance and the crank gear together. Idler gear, you can put that on at any time. And then just the kicker gear here, your clutch basket's here, then you're pretty much done on the inside. So just gotta get a little bit of blue Loctite for this. I don't know the torque specs off the top of my head, but I would refer to, a service manual or some sort of literature online to find torque specs on this. We're looking at the clutch pack in the old clutch basket. Now I'm going to show you what a heat-treated clutch setup looks like. So you see all that purpling and bluing on the clutch metal plates? That's not a good sign, Mark. Would you agree? Would you agree?
Oh, no.
And you can also see, usually these have a brown hint to them.
And they're just black.
And it's just straight black.
Just burnt.
And a little cheat code for you guys. If you ever are in need of a pinch of a clutch, or you need a little more clutch out of your bike, take these fibers out and scratch them across the asphalt. It'll actually pull off.
And flip them around.
And flip them around.
We're concerned about our basket right now. We've got to go check another one to see. That's what we call like a wave spring or a judder spring. That's from the factory. They come with them. You can take them out and run all the same size clutch plates, and it really doesn't matter. But a factory clutch kit is going to have a disc that's thinner here than the rest of the clutch plates.
So you can see about half.
And the judder spring is designed to go inside of that, and that's going to be your second fiber in from the basket.
Fiber, metal, or fiber steel, and then the thin one.
Yep. So that's how that would go if you're doing a factory OEM style clutch kit. Just a little tidbit information on these. We obviously bought a new clutch pack for it, and then we're going to go double check our basket because we're a little concerned with the rivets. It's kind of have a lot of play in it. We filed down the fingers on the basket, so that's good. So we just got to do some double checking. You can see our Kickstarter assembly is in. What you have to do is make sure that your little pin for the spring is in the notch in the case, and then the actual ear of the Kickstarter is up against the shoulder. Try to get you guys in here for that. So you can see right in there is the little ear in the back of the Kickstarter, and then right here the little actual metal tang is sticking in the case, and then you wrap your spring around and hook it in the hole, and then you can put your kicker on and make sure that the gear lifts up and grabs this idler, and that's to test your Kickstarter assembly. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. We got our nuts tightened for the crank and the counterbalance, and now we're just working on our clutch setup. So we'll go through and show you what washers and shims go where. On your input shaft right here, starting at the bottom, if you had the engine like we have where it's facing you upward, it's going to be a thin bevel shim. It's black in color. Then you have a thicker metal washer, and then you're going to have your clutch basket, and then that has another washer on top of the basket like this that's splined, and then we'll go through the details after that part's on. Putting the clutch basket and clutch assembly on this machine, on this engine, I told you about the spring washer and the thicker spacer underneath your basket. That goes on first. Clutch basket, when you line that up, you got two gears underneath there. You got to line up the one with the lower set of gears, and then you have to line up your idler gear with the other one. After the basket is clicked into place, obviously you're going to know because it's going to turn the gears of the engine. You're going to have this washer that's decently thick with splines. That goes on next. Then your clutch hub, inner hub. There is a little bit of scuffing here and there. As long as you don't have a ton of grooves in here, this has a little bit of surface dots, but honestly not that bad in my opinion. That goes on. Then you're going to have your locking washer, which has just one spot it can go in. It has just one spot it can go in, has a notch for the tang to go in. And then I'll put a little bit of blue Loctite on the nut, which is going to be this nut here, basically a little thin flat one. And I take a little bit of blue after I lose all the clutch springs. Yeah, perfect. Did you?
I did.
These are
I felt it was most convenient.
and then the blue Loctite. So I put a little bit of blue on it. What was the torque spec on the clutch basket? 50?
58.
58 foot-pounds?
Same as the primary.
Same as the primary nut. 58 primary, 40 counterbalance, 58 clutch hub. Think she's tight?
Double check it.
I would say she's there. She's there.
I mean, there's enough blue Loctite to choke a horse on there too. So
Now, guys, the final step is going to be taking the end of your locking washer and
Bending it off.
bending it into the nut with this old vintage pliers. I'd say just take that here and fold it.
Oh!
He's got her coming. But so is Christmas, guys.
I think he's got an aching finger coming.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
So that is how that goes. And now you can start putting your clutch pack in.